I've been meaning to talk about this for some time because it's actually really important and has affected my growth journey greatly. The pain that you're going to feel from growing is not always going to be from the growth itself. I'll explain a little more in detail. Hi, I'm Coach Bruce, and I'm a life coach for ADHD parents. And firstly, growing hurts. The term growing pains doesn't come out of nowhere. When you're growing physically, it hurts, whether it's you're building muscle, you're breaking down fascia, and you're expanding the size of your muscles. That hurts. If you're literally growing physically, you're getting taller, your bones are stretching, your ligaments are stretching, it hurts. If you are growing emotionally, you are releasing past stories, you are getting over traumas that have to be aired out in order for you to move on. It hurts. Recording in this house hurts because I cannot find a quiet place to do anything, and it's driving me crazy. But growing, it hurts. So that's something I want you to know. If you're hurting, it's okay. Because if you have a plan and you're doing the steps and you're hurting, it's all right. It's supposed to hurt. It's not supposed to hurt all the time, but there are definitely going to be moments where it's uncomfortable. And on the other side of discomfort is growth, and on the other side of growth is the goal. So it's okay. But there are other things that are going to hurt that I honestly sometimes forget about. You don't grow in a vacuum. There are other people involved in your growth, either helping, hurting, or just coming into the sphere of your growth at different times. If you're an ADHD parent, a lot of that a lot of that growth is going to have to do with your children and your spouse and your dog. One thing I want to make it really clear about is your growth is your responsibility. Everybody else's growth is their responsibility. And that gets hard because when you start to see things from the other side and you start to live in the truth, it becomes really difficult to have a regular conversation anymore. You start to see how often people gloss over the really important things in life that allow you to be truly grateful and to truly grow and move forward. So you try to start to implement that in all the conversations you have, and you should. But you can't make anybody else be truthful. You can't make them. And what I've found is that being unshakable in your truth, it can be inspirational, it can be motivational, but it's not going to make it compulsory. You can't just make somebody tell the truth. You can't do it. They have to be ready to do it. They have to go on their own growth journey. They, if you were to carry them to the destination, they wouldn't have the muscles to stand up there. They have to build up their own growth calluses or whatever. So today, my wife and I got into it because the topic of it is basically the same stories. She kind of hammered on me for a while, and it didn't feel great, but I just stayed on the truth. And I said the point of this conversation is we're trying to find a place to live, right? Like that's what you want. And she started to bring up stuff from the past, and I was like, that does not serve this conversation. I want to support you and help you find what you want, but you keep changing what you want on me. Just tell me what you want. And she's not at a place where she's able to see clearly what she wants right now. So I cannot do for her. I cannot see clearly for her. I wish I could, but I can't. So there's this point of friction of me trying to do something to help her and her not being receptive or feeling receptive of that help because her clarity is not there yet. But that comes to her in a way that feels like I'm not trying to help her. And that's unfortunate because that's all I want is to help her. But whenever you look at the facts of a situation and you pull out everything as that's happening, it's like, well, you said you wanted this and I did this and that didn't satisfy you. So I asked you what you wanted next and you said you wanted this. then you changed your mind on this, and here's all the things that you said, and I did them, and you didn't want them. So what do you want me to do? Like, how can I help? How can I support you? And then it comes to a head of the conversation of her just kind of punching herself out and realizing that she's still bitter over a lot of the stuff that I done wrong in our relationship. Like, I don't take any of the value off of the things I've done wrong. Like, they were bad. I have done great amounts of damage to our relationship, but my goal is to spend the rest of my life with this woman. So that means that all I can do is to allow her to feel her feelings, validate them, give her space and room to grow, and do whatever I can to show up and be supportive and kind and patient. And that's all I can do. I wish I could go back and change the things, but that's sometimes the only answer that she wants. I can't do that. I can be honest about what's happening right now and what I can offer to her right now. And that wasn't what she wanted in this moment. And that's tough because whenever you are living in the truth and you see how easy it is to find the solutions to your problems by just talking them out honestly and dealing with the facts of where you are and the facts of what you want, like, you need those two things. Where are you? Where do you want to go? If you can provide those two things, then you can start to plot a path. But whenever you are so clouded by past stories, you can't provide that. Where do you want to go? Sometimes you can't even see where are you. And I kind of feel like she's with both of those places. And that friction, it's painful for me. Like, all I want to do is be there for her, but she doesn't know where she is. So how am I supposed to be there? And she, by the end of the conversation, she apologized and said, I'm just bitter and I'm angry. And that's hard for me because, like, I've done everything I can. I try to stay cognizant of the things I've done. I definitely don't try to minimize them and pretend like they never happened or anything. Um, I bring them up fairly regularly and tell her that, like, I'm sorry and here's the things I'm doing to grow. And she's commended my growth and has seen all the things I'm doing to stay committed to being a better partner for her. And sometimes it still wins. And the only thing I can do to continue showing up is to continue taking care of my growth journey, to keep showing up and doing everything that I can to be the best version of myself. So whenever she's ready to take the next step and grow, I'm already farther ahead so I can pull her farther along. And it's hard because I just want my growth to be her growth too. But that's not the way it works. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. And I would love to hear your stories in the comments of times where you wish your growth was communal. You wish your growth could be shared with everybody because it's hard to watch other people struggle along whenever you are starting to see the benefits of growing as a human being. That's it for today. I'll talk to you guys again tomorrow.